Step into Wix Studio, the new web creation platform built for agencies, where creative freedom meets absolute efficiency.
If 3K didn't do it, it ain't right.
Yeah.
They hate when you elevate, elevate, elevate. They hate when you elevate, elevate, elevate. Yeah. They hate when you elevate, elevate, elevate. They hate when you elevate. Yeah. I had to elevate. I'm way up, way too fly. Yeah, I'm feeling myself. Ain't no chance I'm coming down. No, got a soul view to myself. Yeah, why would I give it up? Why do they wanna come take my place? I work too hard for it, don't need a replacement. This my vocation. Now I got rollies all in rotation. Hop on a jet just to take a vacation. Remember the moments was trapped in the basement. Now the hard work is all taking me places. Water no bed like we trapped in the matrix. Bet on myself and go ball out in Vegas. Living a life like I'm rich and I'm famous. Don't see the grind that I know that it came with. Oh, I ain't make it this far for myself. I had to prove to everybody else. I had to set them straight. I had to boss. I had to renovate. I know they hate when you elevate. You're stacking up losses, I'm handing them out. Yeah, I had to go delegate. It feel like I'm floating, I'm lost in the moment. I swear I could levitate. They never believed that I would really fly. I had to go demonstrate. I had to set them straight. They hate when you elevate, elevate, elevate. They hate when you elevate, elevate, elevate. Yeah, they hate when you elevate, elevate, elevate.
Burn Live, y'all. Marijuana keeping y'all connected. Hashtag these red eyes, changing the viewers. I red keeper underage, smoking off social media, killing myself for your entertainment. Sitting here. Oh. Hold on. Yeah, my bad, y'all. My bad. I forgot I had all that hooked up and I was able to hear myself a little too well. But like I said, man, Burn Live, we keeping y'all connected. We hashtagging these red eyes, changing the viewers I read. I come on my show every other day or whenever I do my show. I really need to put a schedule down for you guys. I really do. I seriously do. I'm trying to work on that. Seriously, is putting a schedule down for you guys. But last night or early this morning, I'm gonna put it like this. I was watching a show with my sister last night of Bill Maher. And I'm going to put Bill Maher up here on the screen just so you can see who I'm talking about. I watched this guy last night because I had heard that he had did a interview with PBD. If y'all know who PBD, there's Patrick Beck Davis. That's his podcast. So they sat down and they did a podcast, which we're gonna go over later on in the show. We are gonna go later on in the show. But the point is, I was watching this show and I was listening to some things that he was describing of how he doesn't want the world to have kids. He believes a lot of people should go out here and straight do what they want to do. Just it doesn't really matter. So that's what's his take on it. And I'm not gonna lie to you, I was a little disgusted of how he was presenting himself. And like I said, y'all, we're gonna go over the video later on, because this point right here is what I'm finna make right here. This is the main point. When you go on Bill Maher's show, Bill Maher's always like to laugh and joke about things that are really going on, which I have no problem with that. But then he tries to get you to say, are you voting for Biden or Trump? He always tries to say that Trump is the most ignorant and blah, blah, blah. It's this punchline of our punchline. I really believe this is what the network is getting him paid, is what his paycheck for, is to catch people up and for catastrophes like that. I believe this up here so people can actually see what I'm talking about. So, Bill Maher, I'm not gonna lie to you. I rarely watch Bill Maher. I only started watching Bill Maher a little bit more now because I done got into my political ways and I want to hear things from an old school liberal, because Bill Maher's an old school liberal. Early this morning, a report pops up that Killer Mike the rapper wins 3 Grammys and also goes to jail. Strange, right? Strange as hell. Strange as hell. And I was like, okay, cool. I seen the report. I was a little frustrated. Then you look at TMZ's report. TMZ says, oh yes, Killer Mike's get into it with a security guard. Security guard gets dropped. They released the videotape, ladies and gentlemen, and you don't see no physication. You don't see nothing like that. I actually would go over that a little bit later on too in the show too. I really should have named this the Killer Mike episode, but I didn't know exactly how I wanted to go about this story. You know what I'm saying? Plus, if this is halfway decently true, how it looks, I somewhat don't want to be a part of this attribute. Okay? So, in the same token that I'm telling y'all this, that Killer Mike did this and won 3 Grammys and got locked up, Killer Mike goes on the Bill Maher show the day before the Grammy. Okay. He goes on the show the day before the Grammy, and he gets asked specific questions about the election that Killer Mike doesn't get into. Now, this is just a speculation. This is just a rumor. This is how you start rumors and stuff like that. So this is us starting it. I didn't start this. I got this report from somebody else, but the clues, the evidence that was put together makes sense. Now I'm going to play this clip so y'all can hear Bill Maher talk. And then I'm going to play some other clips and blah, 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 blah. We're going to get on into this. But I just want to set this up for y'all so y'all really get to understand of maybe what their agenda. I'm going to tell y'all like I told my sister. Shout out to my sister. I had a brain for it. I had a brain for it. So President Biden, I wanted to make sure I had this right. President Biden, the best president of all times in history, who has done more for this country than any other president in history, is having a hard time getting back into office because he is losing to the black community vote. So this conspiracy is now that you're going around trying to get certain people to admit that who they're going to vote. You're trying to get people to donate, to say that they're going to endorse. That's the word I'm looking for. Endorse Joe Biden. But a lot of people not there out there endorsing Joe Biden. Not the main people who has a big view of viewership, got big subscription, got a lot of people. I don't have nobody. As you see, the Bill Maher show got 2.66 million people. I don't know if y'all can see that, but stuff like that. So that's what Joe Biden's administration is doing. Come on, y'all. I watched this views before I went on live, and it wasn't that many. It was maybe like 60 views. Now that this has came out, Bill Maher's thing got over 600 views. Now, Bill Maher probably don't care. And, I'm going to prove to you in a Patrick Bet Davis how much he really cares and what he cares about, or how he looks at what he should be doing, or how we look at how we should be governing our country. But let's get into this video so I can get more into this.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, it really is. I
Yeah.
mean, you've had a great recording career, and people knew you, but this is a different level.
It is.
You go up for 3 Grammys. I mean, I told you, it's a great work of art, your album.
Remember, this is the night before the Grammys.
It's like the transition that people are going to know between like Killer Mike and Mike Render.
Yeah.
The Mike I know.
Yeah.
I mean, isn't that what the album really is
It
doing?
is. It's a 9-year-old boy who grew up in an all-black world.
Yes.
So at 9, it's 1984. I grew up in a neighborhood called the Collier Heights in Atlanta. It's a neighborhood developed by black people for black people. So it wasn't segregated, wasn't redlined. It was just a bunch of black people that said, we don't want to fuss and fight and argue. We'll let's live amongst each other. And that meant very working class black folks like my grandfather, and the very rich like the Herman Russell family who helped to develop Atlanta. We lived together. So there were good schools because there was a diverse tax base. There was hope and optimism because all you saw was black success or failure based on choices, not necessarily systemic things. You fought the systemic things.
You never saw white people.
On PBS, where.
What about the other channels?
Not
Not like there weren't white people on CBS.
Yeah, well, my grandmother loved Dan Rather. I'll give you that.
Okay.
So TV.
Yeah,
but what I say by that is a lot of black people have grown up figuring they felt like a minority. I didn't. I felt like the majority. All my heroes and villains looked like me. And I grew up as hip hop grew up, and I grew up as this city grew up. And this 9-year-old boy dared to dream to be a rapper. And he made all the mistakes that young men make in urban, he got into bullshit like selling drugs. He had babies too young. He also went to Morehouse College. He was extremely intelligent. And he fell in love with the art form that was born in the South Bronx and overtook the world. And is our #1 cultural export to this day. He was smart because he listened.
So y'all see, my bad. So y'all see how smart and intelligent this guy is and what he stands for. I just want y'all to get that out. That's what me playing this clip for, is to show y'all how smart and intelligent this guy is.
Confident because he saw black success all around him, and he was very stubborn about his dream, and that has brought me to getting nominated for 3 Grammys.
So, ladies and gentlemen, like I said, I wanted to play that clip to get y'all into.
All right. Here's an entrepreneur
just to get in the know.
and musician, a self-titled solo.
That included reversal of redlining by helping black people be homeowners, understand credit, and understand Americans that if.
Yet again, educated young man. As you see, he talks about the rally. He talks about the black community. He talks about things that are justified that needs to happen in the black community.
If the black community has more money, this country has more money. Yeah, and we need to start seeing ourselves in a relationship.
As long as we have the topic on the table, what do you think about that? Reparations.
Vivek Ramaswamy just texted me his Taylor Swift playlist. I haven't been paying attention, so I'll pass.
Wait, you're dodging this question?
I'll dodge out. In terms of what reparations.
That right there, ladies and gentlemen, is why I'm doing my show. I didn't even expect that. This almost makes me want to rewind this whole episode and dissect it together with you guys, because this may lead into more than what I was ready to bite off and chew. This man is talking about reparations. The man is talking about reparations given for the black folks, how to build up America, not to divide America, not white versus black, ladies and gentlemen, my potheads, my weed smokers, my 420 lovers, which on the West Coast, it will be 420 in 20 minutes. I hope we can smoke together. I hope I get a nice crowd up in here and let you people know. Ooh, maybe that's what I'm gonna start doing, especially during the daytime. I'm definitely start going live at 420 in the evening so I can get this 420 smoke knowledge. But now, let me break this down before we go further on into this right here, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was very against reparations. I am still against reparations for black people in America for the facts of where it comes from. Okay? Not the fact of, oh, my ancestry was a slave and no. Because if that was the case and these people that really did those bad things were alive and justified and could still pay for the things that happened, let them pay. But we're talking about people, we're talking about something that happened definitely over 200 years ago, and there's only stepkids and godkids that are alive to represent that. You only hear about a few people who actually grew up on a plantation. Now, that does not stare away from those black people that grew up during Jim Crow era. That is different. Jim Crow era and slave era is two different eras. Okay? I don't think black people, I know my black people understand that. I know some people understand that, but I don't think people really grasp, like, I don't know. I don't know. I just want people to get that understanding that slavery and Jim Crow are two different eras. So those who did the Jim Crow era, some of those people are damn near still alive and are alive today, can tell you about the Jim Crow era and how it affected their communities and stuff like that. I'm not knocking them people, but the slaves to get reparations for slaves, and come to find out, and this is facts, y'all. This is something that you can go look up. When it comes to reparations in America and you're going to receive it, it's going to come from the federal government. Okay? So let's point that out. If it comes from the federal government, that means it's not coming out of their pockets. That's the problem. It's not coming out of their pockets. So therefore, why do I want to put myself in that type of situation to get money out of my own pockets to put it back in my own pockets? That's not helping building the economy. Okay, that's not helping build the economy. That's not. But when people sit down and discuss about reparations, and if it's a good conversation, I'm all ears to hear it. I want to hear it make sense. I want to see where it comes from. I want to see the format of how reparations is going to look. Now, Killer Mike always has some killer things to say, and I'm always open ears to hear him speak politically. Yes, I am. I love it. I love it to death. Okay? But
in a relationship,
as long as we have the topic on
this right here, if I would have did this, I expect y'all to really be mad at me, not watch me, and be like saying, okay, now you're a disgrace to your black people. You don't care about your black people. Yes, I would expect some stuff like that. If I did this
on the
move
table,
right
what do
here.
you think about that? Reparations.
Vivek Ramaswamy just texted me his Taylor Swift playlist. I haven't been paying attention, so I'll
That is a person that's scared, and I'm glad Billboard points it out. You're scared to talk about it because it's a real subject. But how can you, as a white man that had nothing to do with slavery, speak upon it? That's how white people feel about that. I don't know if black people understand that. White people look at it, I had nothing to do with slavery. Yes, you as a black person can point the finger at me, yes, and listen to what I'm saying. Yes, you can point the finger at saying that I benefited from slavery. Yes, you can say that. You can say that all day long, but that's not somewhat all true for every white person in America. Some people had to work hard for their dollars. Some people did not. In the black community, it's like that too. Once you made it, your kids is not gonna have to struggle no more unless your kids fall off. But to ignore, that's what I'm saying. I never ignored the conversation. Never ignore the conversation. I never.
Wait, you're dodging this question?
I'll dodge out. In terms of what, reparations?
Sending out a check.
Someone's got to pay. No, I'm not for reparations. I'm not for that at all. At the end of the day, this country owes $34 trillion, and the government doesn't owe that money. You all owe that money.
And also,
don't be fooled. The money's got to come from somewhere.
There's a difference between collective guilt.
That was insulting. That was insulting. When he said we owe $65 trillion, and he points to us as an American saying that we owe that money, that's an insulting. That is not necessarily true. We didn't spend that money. We didn't ask for that. We're not the high loan interest people. We're not these high businesses that's asking for certain things. No. We didn't ask Walmart to be everywhere to close down the mom and pop shops. We didn't ask for you as an owner to pay a sports person $1 million or better, to where nowadays you got football players getting paid $200 and some odd $1 million. You got a baseball player just hit the headlines today. You got a baseball player that just made $700 million. He just signed a contract for $700 million. We didn't ask for that. We don't want to pay that. Because, yes, even though that's baseball that's coming, the owner man got to pay that. Dog, he's going to get that out of the taxpayers' money. The taxpayer shouldn't have to pay for a stadium that a $1 billion owner wants to put up. Taxpayers shouldn't pay for a race to come to their city that they really didn't ask for, that y'all, the city, thought y'all want to put on a race and show off to the people, but we got to pay for it. We never asked for that. Y'all never really ask us to vote for stuff like that, because I have seen it done. Y'all would ask us to vote after the fact that y'all would do something. Y'all would do a fuck up and ask us, hey, vote. Did we fuck up? Yes, you fucked up. And then y'all be like, so what? We still gonna do the fuck up. But then a person like me sitting up here that advocates and says, hey, everybody in the government's not bad, looks stupid. When you got a guy up here on stage, a white man that says, you got to pay that. You got to pay that $1 trillion in debt back. No, the federal government has to pay that shit back. If the federal government, and I'm going to keep advocating for this, I'm going to keep saying this, I think I'm going to have to start saying this in every show. I think I'm going to have to start putting this under my banner. If people of government and the federal government cannot spend over 3% of the federal government, they must get fired, step down, and non-reelected for no federal jobs. Ever. And I got this information from a trillionaire, so yes, I'm going to ride the damn donkey until the donkey needs water. If any of your governors mayors, senators, district attorneys, presidents, anybody in office spend over 3%, they must be fired. No jobs. Matter of fact, you know what? From here on out, that's what I'm gonna start putting in all my titles. Less than, and that's gonna be the promotion for 2024 and on. Less than 3% you must spend. Less than 3%. And we'll knock down that $1 trillion debt down in no time. And I got this from a trillionaire, a person that's good with math, a person that sees the dollar, a person that knows what the fuck they're doing. So I'm not bullshitting you. I'm not coming left field with you. But yes, when it comes to a debt, I'm not paying that shit. And we shouldn't have to pay that shit. You should figure out a way to get that shit down the correct way, the right way. The same way you raise it up. The same way that the best president of all time, Joe fucking Biden, just spent $63 trillion in 3 years and got the best economy in the world. Oh, shit. You know who got the best economy in the world? The same people we've been sending money to, Russia. Sustain their economy for a whole year because we donated money and wars to Ukraine and stuff over there. So where do you think that money went to? Their government. But they over there building their own dollar up called BRICS. Go look it up, BRICS. Because I'll be here for 4 or 5 hours talking about BRICS alone. But yeah. Okay. All right.
An individual.
Why don't you feel guilty? No,
I don't.
Yeah, and
because I didn't do it.
I think more black conservatives, but you benefited from it. You benefited from it, and you still benefit from it.
Yes, that's true too.
So my thing is just help spread the benefits.
But okay, but you know there are reparations that do go on in different ways.
Yeah, absolutely. And
okay, if they still benefit from now, and you want to spread the benefits, I feel that. But how do you spread benefits? What type of Okay. I don't mean no harm, but I had to say this. So I guess I do mean harm when I say this. You have to give a grant. And don't say black folks because you're going to have people say nigger. I want a nigger grant. Put out a nigger grant for $333,003.33. Due to all the threes. Since, you know, everybody like to get all political and biblical and stuff like that. Do a nigger grant. And anybody that's mixed race can't get it. So if you're half white, half black, you can't get it. You got to be full nigger. And see how many people get that damn grant. See how many people qualify for that grant. I don't want no half. So yes, that means if you slept with a Mexican, a white person, an Asian person, an Australian, any other race, but you didn't sleep with another black person, you disqualified. You're disqualified. This is only for blacks on black on black on black. That's how you help that out right there. See, I knew I would be helpful. I told y'all, I'm willing to sit here and come up with a solution. So you need to come up with a nigger grant for $333,000.33. And only people that can get it is black people. You can't be half nothing. You can be half black on black. So that means one half is black, the other half is black. That's about it. You can be black, but the other half can't be Africa. I know y'all thinking in your head like that doesn't make sense because that's black on black. I know.
I didn't say absolutely just give me a few $1 million and I'm fine. No, I think that trade and higher level education, I do think a cash payout. I think that there should be a mortgage forgiveness. I think that we should have an incentive to incentivize black wealth in this country. Robert Smith, black billionaire, had an interesting conversation where he wanted to tax corporations 2% of wealth. Imagine what 2% of multi-billion-dollar companies does for black society. What it does is it creates a place where it's not perfect, but Atlanta black people have opportunity. And if you talk to Governor Brian Kemp in Georgia, we also have a Republican governor who I have a relationship with. For the last 10 years, we've been #1 in business. We've created over 60,000 jobs and have more jobs coming. I would challenge you to help put together a reparations package that made the rest of America look more like the opportunity.
Well, he's from New Hampshire. That's not going to happen.
But if I may, Lord knows I didn't want to get into a reparations discussion.
It would cost you hundreds of dollars up there.
And then you got again, what about the Native Americans who are, you got to go down the list. And when we're done with the reparations package this year, what about
you don't hear black people arguing against reparations for anyone. We've never argued against reservations. We've never argued against any payouts for people America's wrong. We're simply saying while we're at the table, let's do something to aid the people that until 60 years ago lived in apartheid.
Okay, but like
60 years is not very long.
With Native Americans, we gave them the casino.
They got casinos. They got land. They got schools. Indians, which is really, truly Mexicans. Let's be honest. Nobody likes to say that. That's what I just said was really racist and rude. Let them tell it, but oh my God, Indians are real Mexicans are just holding down land here in America. Who runs these doggone Indian lands? Let's come on, dog. Go look it up. Because when you look in it and when you invest in it and when you see deep dive into it, you can be like, oh my God, I didn't know that. But we gave it to them. Yes, we gave Native Americans that fought for this land that's still here. We gave them property. Remember this. And I wish Mike said this, so I'm going to say this to my audience. This is a fact. This is a 100% true fact, y'all. Abraham Lincoln did give black people 400 acres and a mule. It got taken back by a fucking Democrat. A white man Democrat. I'm going to put that out there. It got taken back by a white man Democrat. Did no Republican take it back. So yet again, I'm gonna keep saying this. I'm gonna sound like one of those mega people. I'm sound like a real mega person. Like you whatever. If you're down with the Democratic Party, you are endorsing, you are laying with the Jim Crow prohibition. Jim Crow prohibition is your best friend.
Casino industry.
Yeah.
What about, supermarkets?
Could black people have the marijuana industry?
Well, I'm something like that.
Look at his fucking face. Would you give us marijuana? Multi-billion-dollar industry. It's still fresh. It's still growing. Why doesn't Killer Mike have a marijuana license in Georgia?
I'm out of the business.
Will you call Brian Kemp for me?
I'll call Brian right now. I don't know how the discussion's going to go. Brian's a great friend, but...
Yet again, because they know. Come on, dog. The fastest growing industry in America was the marijuana industry. And he right. Now you're talking makes sense. Now we're not talking reparations. We're talking about a percentage of businesses cut specifically for blacks so they can get ahead in the economy. I have no problems. I'm up for arguments. I'm up for debates. I would sit down with anybody, even Candace Owens, and say, you cannot sit here and say that going to certain industries that are out here, if there was a small percentage put to a side that would build up a black community, we're not saying specifically give it to a black person and say, hey, here, you black person, spread the money amongst your community. No, we're saying this goes to the community. It has to go to the community. When the community needs something, here's some funds for it. It has to be documented, just like any federal government job, any state job, government job. If they do any money movement, it is documented for everybody to see how the money is being moved.
I mean, if you're going to buy marijuana, I would suggest you do it at the Woods, which is the great pot shop here in L.A., which I'm a part owner of with Woody Harrelson. Okay, what do you think of the news that NASA says the moon is shrinking? Fucking Biden. Right? Am I right?
Thank you. Finally.
Yeah.
Finally, someone's talking some sense.
Was perfectly fine under Trump. And now...
I was excited that I didn't have to do the reparations question and then got the moon question, which could be more complicated. Doesn't that go in your headlines that shouldn't exist bucket?
It really should. I mean, but apparently, I read this too in USA Today. Apparently, the moon, because the core is cooling or something.
It's our fault.
I'm sorry, why does it matter?
It doesn't.
Okay.
I know, but it's funny because you really could do a whole sketch about that because we are so blame happy in this country. Somebody has to take. I think the moon's on Ozempic, and that's the whole thing. All right. What do you think about conservatives in Texas are talking about Texas? Well, this happens like every 2 years. This is Texas seceding. Oh. They love to talk about it because it started out as its own country, right? For a while, Texas was its own country.
We just had a bill in New Hampshire. We get it almost every 2 years. Someone wants to.
But Nikki Haley, your girl, said she doesn't think that's illegal. Come on, she doesn't know why the Civil War happened, and she doesn't get that secession is illegal.
Yeah, look, I'm not advocating for anyone to see. I don't think Nikki's advocating for any of that.
No, but she said she didn't think it was illegal, and it is illegal. You can't secede from the Union. That's like number one. Yeah, we're the United States.
I think everybody understands that's where we need to be, and that's what we need to fight.
But Nikki Haley needs a bit of a history lesson. I mean,
that's broader.
It's shrinking, Bill.
The moon is shrinking.
I'll start by saying, just trying to
grifters
like labels ticket is Nikki and is not legacy that he's had.
This stuff they talking about
half a ballot.
This is a pretty big story. Yeah. Successfully implanted the first microchip in a human's brain. Is this a good thing?
I was looking more for.
This is a big moment.
I'm looking for the question. I know a person that covered it that actually got the question, but that's okay. That's okay. That's okay. That's okay, ladies and gentlemen. Ooh. When I go back to my main screen, I know I get bright as hell. I was down there chilling. But ladies and gentlemen, I really can't believe that we just sit at a time like this where people like Killer Mike is getting locked up for his
we are
so called altercations, right? We got that, but then you got these gentlemen right here who's getting locked up, but then they get released. They no problems, they okay, it's all right. They're chilling. You know, they get to beat up cops. Is it weird that Killer Mike gets into it with a security guard, gets arrested. Migrants get into it with the cops and flee the state and go to California because they was in New York. And then they get set free with no bail and no returning court date. So, for those out there, I wish my cousin would watch this, that want to claim that you're a migrant. We're all immigrants. Because I'm not an immigrant. And let me put that out there. I'm not an immigrant. Are you allowed to beat up cops and police officers now? So that justified that you can do that? Since you're an immigrant, we can beat up cops and police. We can just destroy America, what niggas build. Remember, it's amazing that black people or niggas, don't matter, however you want to say it, claims and says, we built this country. Okay, but you letting illegal immigrants destroy this country. What's up now? What's up now? We're letting bad neighborhoods, bad judgment destroy this country. We're actually putting out here with YouTube and everybody streaming. We're showing you the bad people and people that we got to get rid of, that need to be voted out. It's starting to slowly happen. It is starting to slowly happen. You got small places like Illinois, Mayor Dalton, she's probably going to get voted out. This guy right here on the screen, he's probably going to get voted out. There's no way that he's going to stay in office after his term is up, after what he's done. There's no way. Look at this. You cannot sit up here and believe.
To him so that he can go out and do another tweet of saying, you know what, Eric is just a smart manager. He may even write a song about me.
Meanwhile, Manhattan DA Alvin Bragg is insisting that he now wants to get those.
Crazy. But yet again, this is okay. Remember, y'all, none of this happened during Trump era. This wasn't going on. Oh, yeah, we supposed to be listening to him.
In order to secure convictions in a court of law, it is essential that we conclusively identify each defendant. In Manhattan, we do not tolerate or accept assaults on police officers. I watched the tape this week. Despicable behavior. It sickened me and outraged me.
Could have watched it first, but anyway, try that in a red state. A CNN anchor seemed to have been left speechless after being told that illegal immigrants don't steal in Florida because there they go to jail.
They were doing organized retail theft. They were doing snatches on the street. So what the detectives are telling me is they have crews here that operate in New York, do all their stealing, then go to Florida to spend the money and then come back. And I'm like, well, why don't they just stay and steal in Florida? And they said, because there you go to jail.
Oh.
Wow. Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, what needs to happen to criminals and people that break the law? Do you know I went to jail not that long ago for trespassing with not attempting to steal? That's what the ticket literally says. Trespassing with not attempting to steal, because I wasn't trying to steal something. I was going to the store to buy something. I had a bicycle, then I have a bike lock, and did not want to leave the bike outside in Las Vegas. So the cop took it upon himself to lock me up, throw away the key, lose my cell phone. But you don't hear me. But this happened a long time ago, too. This happened literally last year in December. Y'all haven't heard me bitch about it. Oh, man, the cops out here. You don't hear me saying that. Man, I can't believe that. The white man got me down. The white man helped lose my job. You don't hear me saying that shit. You know what I did? I got a better damn job. I got a better damn job. And I got probably one of the best jobs, because that means I do have more time to spend with you guys and there's really no excuse why I can't go live with you guys. But to hear that in one state you can commit all the crime that you want, get away with it, and then go right to another state and spend the money. But you're not going to stay there. You're going to go back to the state to where you commit the crime. You know what, ladies and gentlemen? I kind of feel like that shit here in Nevada. Everybody steals from somewhere else, come here and spend the money, and then leave. Because you know you don't want to get locked up here in Nevada. Because Nevada only wants money. So they going to try to, how much you got? Oh, man, let's try to see if we can hold him in jail for this amount of time so I can get all that money. That's how it really is. So it's not shocking to me to see that somebody that's Democratic known, that's not from the hood, that's not from the streets, that ain't seen the poor, would go through something like this. It's not shocking to me. It doesn't. I really do understand. I really do get it. You know what I'm saying? And that's why we got the flag out here, because you know what I'm saying, we got to represent. It's not shocking to me. What's more shocking to me is that now that we have, and it's all over social media, and all of y'all watch social media, so all of y'all have somewhat of a game plan of what we need to be doing. All of y'all have a game plan of what we need to be doing. Those people who we disagree with, who's not going to help us out with our taxes, with growing the economy, with making our borders safe, with helping with crime, they got to go. They can sit at home like me and you and watch the elections and do what they need to do. They not need to be of office. Okay? I'm serious, man.
All right, so there you have it. They were speechless, and they said, wow, amazing. I don't even know where to begin. Perhaps with the debit cards, $53 million, but it's going to save money, he says.
It's amazing how CNN is always...
Oh, yeah, because, because I don't even want them to talk about it and spoil it for you. Remember how I was saying a couple of days ago, or how I've been saying for the last few weeks about this food stamp thing? Well, come to find out, they wasn't really getting food stamp. They were just getting people to donate to cook for them for free. So they was really getting free meals 3 times a day. But they wasn't liking what they was cooking. Understandable, because they're from a different country. They're not used to this culture. They probably don't like all the seasoning. And some people are not putting that much seasoning on food, because you got people that are unhealthy. You don't know what people are allergic to, so you can't use all the seasoning. So now these states want to cut the immigrants a check. I think, what did he say, $5,000? Well, they want to cut them a check, basically, give them food stamps. Basically give them food stamps, but not give them food stamps. Give them a gift card and make them sign a piece of paper saying that they only going to spend this money for food only. I wish I was lying to you. Hey, here this money. I want you to sign this piece of paper, say you're only going to sign for food only. But y'all not going to track the card. Y'all not going to make sure that the card is for food places. No. Why don't you just make them come up with some system for them for cards? Y'all can do, oh my God. Y'all want to make things complicated. Without complication, you don't have nothing to solve. That's really how stuff looks like. And that's really what they're trying to do. That's really, 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 really what they're trying to do to us, y'all. We're going to make shit complicated for you because we need something to fix. But then you got this man in Texas that's cleaning up his border, that's putting up barbed wires. He's the bad guy. He's the bad guy. He putting up borders and stuff. He's trying to make it safe, you know. But we don't care. We do not care. I want us to care. I think we should care. When your favorite celebrity care, then you care. Is that what it is? I can't keep my blunt lit. Is that how it go? So I gotta find a way to become one of your favorite top celebrities. I gotta work on that path again. Which I get it. I get it. And I'm gonna work on it. I'm gonna get my high resolution on. I'm gonna get better at everything around here so y'all can really see what's going on and stuff like that. And I believe that's gonna help, you know what I'm saying? And then I'll be able to use this other program, the one program I was using to figure out how to upload, blah, 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 blah. Become your favorite. Now over here we don't worship. I'm not over here trying to be worship. No, I'm just trying to point out things. As one dude says, from a C average, I'm gonna go lower and say from a D average. From a D average student, I just want to get this understanding of life, society, insurance, and how to grow and better myself, grow as a business, figure out why in the hell do we pay taxes for some of the dumbest ass shit. But the weed game is beautiful. The weed game is beautiful. You know what I mean? Beautiful. But we pay money for some of the dumbest ass shit. It blows my mind, and I'm sorry for cussing. But the things that these mayors and governors get away with saying they spending money on, like, who told you to put that up there? Who told you to do that? Who in the life written sentences told you to do that? Be wondering. Be curious. Like, is it serious? Is you tripping? Is you high? I must know. We must know. Ho, ho, ho. We gotta figure this out. Yes, y'all. To the beach, y'all. And it don't stop. To the beach, y'all. And it don't stop. If we don't figure this out, man, with this border crisis, taxes, building businesses, bringing jobs back to your community. And now I'm starting to see that, like, this stuff is happening, but yet again, it's not happening ever. It's happening in major states. New York, Chicago, Denver, California, unfortunately. And in California, it's not happening everywhere in California. It's happening mostly in San Francisco. So I understand where, you know what I'm saying, it just doesn't affect everybody like that. It's not like how the temperatures all over the places is super flooding out certain spots that ain't been flooded. So sometimes your schools and your local places are shut down. It's not snowing to where it's shutting down businesses. Luckily, that stuff don't happen here, where electrical storm just shuts everything down to where it's nothing popping. I mean, I have seen it to where it rained too many days to where it just, you know, yeah, it got dangerous. And you know what's crazy? Hey, you know what's crazy here about Las Vegas, y'all? And a lady told me when I first got here is it rains a lot in Las Vegas when a lot of people come here. When a lot of people fly and get on planes and come here, it rains because all the planes and the air, and it does something to the humidity, building clouds and stuff. So we got the Super Bowl here. Coming here, y'all. We got the Super Bowl here. And a lot of people, jets and stuff, probably been flying in by the boatloads. So now we got this 5-day rain that we finna have. And it's probably going to be cloudy and rainy probably there during the Super Bowl. And we're probably going to have it again after all these people leave. We're probably going to have another 4 or 5 days raining. I'm going to try to see if that happens. Like when everybody leave, how many days raining we have. Because it's finna to rain like a mother. And it's been raining today. I don't know if it's been raining hard all day, but it's been raining. All right, y'all. We are at the top of the hour. We're at the top of the hour. Y'all know what time it is. I really should be doing this stuff every 30 minutes. I really probably am going to start doing that every 30 minutes since there's no violations or nothing. But SimpleFreshSleepwear.com is a website that I help promote. It's a very beautiful website. It has adult things on there for you, ladies and gentlemen, for all purposes in life. For all purposes in life, go to SleepwearFresh.com. Any adult pleasure that you need. Okay? Here's their quick video. Well, here's my quick video that I put together for them.
Tabata. 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 Tabata, sem medo. Tabata, sem medo. Tabata, sem medo. Tabata, sem medo. Eu dou-te da cara, eu dou-te da cara, eu dou-te da cara. Sem calma, sem calma. Tabata, sem medo. Tabata, sem medo. Tabata, sem medo. Tabata, sem medo. Eu dou-te da cara, eu dou-te da cara, eu dou-te da cara.
I've been done drinking before that came back. Funny. Go check them out, y'all. Go check them out, please. They even got a Valentine Day gift special that they got going on there. Check that out. As y'all see at the bottom, we got some weed news up next.
Other law enforcement agencies joined together for a big police operation Thursday night.
Today we are sorting out what happened at that Southwest Houston business not too far from Brayburn Elementary School. KPRC2 investigator Joel Eisenbaum here now with exactly what's going on. Joel, please explain.
Guys, we're talking about weed. Marijuana.
Okay.
Mary Jane is what we're talking about. The question is whether this place is selling it legally in Texas, as in medicinally, or illegally, as in recreational use. Police seem to have their suspicions, and I'll say this, the place is back open and busy. On Renwick, near Bissonnette, a multi-agency police raid Thursday night. Bel Air PD says they were part of the team investigating a suspected illegal marijuana operation. We made it there and noticed guys in hazmat suits and a big bag of something being removed from the unmarked building. But by Friday morning, it's got a pungent aroma. The very same place, a business called Edwards Family Marijuana Dispensary, was back in business. You can't answer how this place was busted last night and you're in business today?
No, I wasn't here that last night, so I wouldn't know what you're talking about.
Okay. What do you guys do here?
I just do check out these, so I don't know what you're talking about.
They sell weed, Edwards Marijuana Family?
I don't know CBD.
CBD?
Yeah.
It says marijuana, though. Edwards bills itself as a medical marijuana dispensary, the only kind that's legal in Texas. And their marijuana selection is even available for order online for pickup or delivery. This particular storefront, one of 3, is also seemingly operating within 1,000 feet of Brayburn Elementary School. And nearby residents have certainly noticed the traffic near the business. The line of cars that actually lines up on Renwick?
It looks like what seems to be, people are lining up and it's moving.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. That place is hopping. Both Bel Air PD and Houston PD tell me they were part of a search warrant. Bel Air PD adds that arrests are pending. I will note that Bel Air PD, after this story ran at 5 o'clock, seems to have removed their Facebook post, perhaps because the place is still thriving, but that's speculation.
Okay, we know you're going to stay on it, Joel.
Yes, sir.
There's still lots of questions.
That's right. We've got to check it out.
Thanks, Joe.
All right.
I live with a
That's funny. Yeah, we got to really pay attention and be careful with these wannabe pot dispensary places popping up everywhere. You really do got to understand that the cartels is out here. They're really out here putting up spots just to get, you know what I'm saying, their money out, cleaning up money. You just heard Killer Mike say, a $7 billion industry. You do not want to lose a $7 billion industry that you can get yourself into and be a part of. Hold on. Things like that will destroy us in the marijuana industry if this becomes a normal. If that becomes a normal, I'm sorry, y'all. We're going to be in for some trouble.
You've heard the story.
Okay. So let's not make this about, let's be careful. And this thing about snitching, that right there, if you know something's illegal going on, especially in the marijuana, a building, and you know about it, please tell. Don't sit up here like, man, I'm not no snitch. What I look like snitching? No, you look like you're helping out a community that you want to be a part of, grow and flourish. Don't be thinking that you're snitching when you're not snitching. For real, y'all. I really need y'all to really think about that. Problems like that happens every day.
Desert this month, killed and a marijuana deal gone wrong. Sheriff says illegal marijuana grows have been causing a number of issues across the county, and that since the
illegal marijuana grows,
punishment for illegal grows has been reduced, it's been harder for law enforcement to discourage it across the state. Not enough licenses are being granted for legal growing. So what you have is illegal grows, and that is causing a problem. Is it as simple as granting more licenses? Chauncey?
No, and I'm very well versed in this particular industry, not from a user perspective, but here's the problem, Fred. California taxes.
Wait. Nigga, if you're going to be in this, you need.
Is this way too
shut
high?
up.
15%. Then on top of that, you have the cities coming in to tax it. Then all the compliance and regulations behind it at different components, security, disposal, cleanliness, even tracking the associates coming in and out of the building. That is all so expensive, and the bottom line is just being drained. That is why we're seeing the black market in place, because you're making a little bit on the margin on this.
All right, Jimmy, we really have 20 seconds, only 20. Go ahead.
I agree with Chauncey, Fred. I think that the whole point of having these dispensaries is obviously it started with the medicinal aspect of it, but there are enough people who have invested in this industry who have gone through the legal process, and I don't think we need any more dispensaries at all.
Jimmy, Chauncey, good job tonight. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Uh-oh. Y'all heard that? You heard that? I knew something like this was gonna happen. And it's starting early. I believe this is early. You don't even have all 50 states legalized or medicalized yet. You don't have all 50 states medicalized yet. And you got people advocating for you need no more dispensary. You need no more trying to grow this industry no bigger than what it is. I knew this was going to be a problem. I didn't think that y'all was really going to see it. I didn't want to start pushing it on my show like that because I didn't want y'all to be looking at me or frowning at me like, hey, Michael, you can't be talking about that. But now that I have seen it for myself, now that I've seen
Heads up, home contract.
Now that I've seen it for myself, I'm finna to really start pushing and saying the things that I see that's gonna happen. This right here. I'm trying to stop it real quick and get this guy's face to point him up just so y'all can show y'all something. This guy right here is what I have already known was gonna happen. This is what I had already known that was gonna happen. I just didn't want to push it without no evidence. I didn't want to start talking about it and people thought I was crazy. And then this video comes along, and then finally, as we see, an hour and 10 minutes into the show, we talk about it. You know what I'm saying? I understand like that. I see why people break downs and then have shorts. I need to learn how to break my video down into shorts and pull this up. But yes, ladies and gentlemen, when you see something bad going on as an industry, I'm not talking about the streets. I'm talking about as industry. You see some foul industry stuff going on, you need to report it. You need to get all the foul industry stuff off the streets because it's going to ruin marijuana for you and me quicker than what you think. Then Killer Mike cannot advocate to have black people run the whole industry as a whole, and then I bet you know what would be crazy if niggas did run the marijuana industry. I bet you the feds find a way to tax it. I bet you truck drivers and police officers be able to smoke because it'd be federally taxed. I understand that we may want everything to ourselves and people are greedy and stuff like that. I get it. But we all want to make money. But if you hear something like this, and if I hear it again,
and I don't think we need any more dispensaries at all.
If I heard that again, y'all gonna have problems. This is NBC. This was slow. This was probably on a nightcap. Okay? I guarantee this didn't make mainstream media for real. This probably stayed local. But the more and more problems that this grow and grow and grow. Like the husband stabbed wife, you know what I'm saying? I mean, the wife stabs the husband, and she claimed that she was high. because the dose of marijuana was over 30% THC high levels. Some people didn't even believe that. Like, man, that's fake. I was like, okay. I'm like, bro, I sit back and watch news, not just to be watching news for the hell of it. And I don't believe I can't say I don't believe everything that I hear on the news. I don't believe the narrative of everything that I see on the news. Sometimes I have to look at the concept and see how they want to present the story. And if they're trying to present the story in a way to where I'm like, well, hell, that doesn't really, they just push a one-sided driven solution, then I might be a little skeptical. You know what I'm saying? I might fear something because I don't know. I need more. Oh. This is gonna be funny.
Galaxy AI.
This is not funny, but it's funny because we're all guilty of this. We're all guilty of this. This is funny. Here you go.
Since cannabis was legalized 6 years ago, more people have been found driving under the influence. Winnipeg police are hoping to reduce those numbers through its new education program, Don't Drive High.
If you do the math on that, we're looking at almost 50%. So 1 in 2 drivers that are stopped.
Okay. Yet again, this right here, before, I love it before. When y'all stopping these people up, what are you stopping them for? What are you stopping them for? What crimes are they committing the reason that you stopped them on? And then it turns into find out that they might be under the influence of marijuana. That'd be the case.
Have consumed cannabis.
Winnipeg police launched its campaign Thursday, which sees billboards, videos, and social media posts educating the public on the dangers of consuming cannabis and driving.
The myth that cannabis makes me a better driver is simply wrong.
Patrol Sergeant Stéphane Fontaine has heard it all. People say cannabis helps them drive, but tests prove it lowers the capacity for multitasking. Fontaine says he's heard police have no way of proving when people are under the influence, but WPS has swab kits that detect.
Let's rewind that one more time.
Drive, but tests prove it lowers the capacity for multitasking. Fontaine says he's heard police have no way of proving when people are under the influence, but WPS has swab kits that detect THC in someone's oral cavity.
So they have no evidence to prove if somebody's under the influence of marijuana. So therefore, how do you know people are under the influence of marijuana when they drive before they snitch on themselves? Ladies and gentlemen, stop telling on yourselves when you're under the influence of marijuana. Stop telling. Stop. Because when you take a drink, a breathalyzer for alcohol, you're going to pass. When you take a narcotics for pills and all that bullshit, you're going to pass. They just said it. We have no way of knowing if a person is really under the influence of marijuana. So how do you know people is under the influence of marijuana? Until they give themselves up.
Everyone is very used to hearing don't drink and drive. We have to have that same effect when we talked about don't drive while high.
Can I smoke cigarettes and drive? Why can I smoke cigarettes and drive? Why can't I smoke blacks and drive? I can smoke a lot of bullshit and damn near drive. But I can't smoke weed and drive. Stop playing with me. I can pop aspirins and drive. Tylenol, bears, and all that stuff I can do and drive. Yes, you can, ladies and gentlemen. So I can. And then if you're going to reduce the criminal laws of marijuana down to those simpler facts, then yes, I should be able to smoke weed and drive. You are bullshitting me. And you know what I say when somebody bullshitting me? I tell them to shit on a bull.
Police have partnered with federal and provincial governments and Mothers Against Drunk Driving Canada for the campaign, as well as an enforcement project which focuses on finding drivers under the influence of cannabis and other drugs. Since it began last month, there have been 48 swab tests, with 23 testing positive for cannabis.
Swab test? So that's their solution to find out if you're under the influence is swabbing your mouth. Interesting. And I gotta remember, y'all, I'm trying to keep up with these stories like this for sure, because we're trying to find a good solution to find out how can we regulate marijuana for truck drivers and police officers and firefighters and ambulance, people of that nature. Because come on, man. We all know, we all want to say, we all want to think that people in Congress is getting drug tested, but I doubt it. You probably get that one drug test before you get your job, and that's probably it. Once you're in, you're in. Once you're in, you're in. Just don't come high. I send you home. But cotton swabbing. Interesting. You know, cotton swabbing, therapeuticals, sweat, urine, toenails, fingernails. I don't know. They need to break things down into when a person uses it. Y'all police officers need to be able to tell, which technically this is the whole point that a good friend on Instagram was making, and I highly agree with them on this. They would never be able to probably make a machine to tell when you have taken it compared to what level is considered too high for them to tell if you was under the influence or you too high to be driving. On a scale of 1 to 10, on a scale of 1 to 10, what is too high to drive? I need to put that poll out there. So I'm going to put that poll out there. Maybe on Twitter. Twitter and Rumble. I'm definitely putting that poll out there. On a scale of 1 to 10, what is too high to drive? That is a good question. And I'll probably do it on Instagram because I got a lot of followers on there. That's a good question. Because them levels, whatever level y'all pick and stuff like that agree upon, you're going to try to smoke and keep it up under that level so you can drive and stay high. But see, the level's going to be so low to where you're not. Oh my God. It just dawned on me. They're going to try to bring that level. They're going to probably say like level 2. Like, you got to be so come down off your weed high. You know how you smoke? Like, okay, I'm finna go somewhere. You can't do that. They're going to want you to, it's like swimming. Hey, bro, they're going to treat it like swimming. You got to smoke. And yeah, they're going to treat it like swimming in alcohol. You gotta swim, drink, and then sober up, and then you can go do what you got to go do. Amazing. That's funny. That is funny. And not cool, but that's funny. That's funny.
I want to urge every member of the public to make a commitment to never drive impaired.
Mad Canada's president, Tanya Hansen Pratt, says people need to remember consequences don't end at the site of the accident. She knows this firsthand.
My mom was out for a walk in south of Portage la Prairie on April 20th, 1999, which was a Tuesday morning. And she went on that walk every day. She had just retired early and went for a morning walk, as she always did. And she was struck from behind by an impaired driver traveling in excess of 150 kilometers an hour. And she died instantly. So that was that breaking point in our lives where we had the before and the after. And this is the after that we have to deal with.
Don't drive high. It's dangerous, detectable, and definitely illegal.
In Winnipeg, Joanne Roberts, City News.
It's funny how they said detectable. It's detectable. We know you're doing it. We see it.
Developing right now on Morning News Now.
Yes, bro. I get morning news like that all the time. It's like as soon as I watch a show, and if I don't touch nothing else and I want to go to something else, I get NBC News. And I'm like, how? Like they must, I feel like my thing pumps out. Whoever pumps out the most news or the most story, that's what algorithm that my thing be in. So my just if it keeps going, man, I would get news. It don't bother me until it be like the same thing over and over. Hell nah. So well, damn. I got a quick fast. I'm gonna go ahead and cover this. We got to, dog. Cause this looks sheesh. Now, if I didn't read the title before I pulled this up, I would have seen this picture. I would have seen this picture like, okay, a rap group. Y'all don't look that bad. Look, this is me giving the benefit of the doubt. Y'all don't look that bad. They don't look like criminals like that. What y'all do?
Pearland police say they busted up a crime ring connected to at least 6 robberies.
The victims targeted all because they went to the bank. The crime is also called jugging, and investigators believe these 5 suspects could be linked to more incidents. Troy Kless joins us now live in Pearland tonight. Troy?
Yeah, thank you. So police believe that the suspects stole thousands of dollars from elderly victims. And just an hour ago, I spoke on the phone with one of the victims who says he went to the bank, then went to the gym for an hour where the suspects waited to strike. Pearland police say jugging suspects have a familiar pattern.
What these individuals would do is they would set up in the bank parking lots. They would be backed into these locations and they would watch for people to go inside and outside the bank.
Officer Chad Rogers says the suspects would follow the victim to their destination and rob them. One incident happened on October 30th in the Planet Fitness parking lot on Pearland Parkway.
It was very fast when I turned around. They disappeared.
On the phone is Ricardo Garcia. He was walking out of the gym to his car when a man in the white vehicle gets out of the passenger seat and hits him in the head multiple times. The suspects leave the scene with $400 in cash and spent $2,000 on his credit card.
They hit me by surprise and they disappeared. I didn't see anything.
6 incidents like this were reported to Pearland police officers.
They did a fantastic job of being able to utilize information on the plates that were being used. They were using paper plates or rent cars in this situation.
The suspects have been arrested and charged with engaging in organized criminal activity. Police urge people to be aware of their surroundings when carrying cash.
Anybody can become a victim of this. Before you leave the bank, making sure you put your money away. When you walk out, that there's nothing in your hands. That way they can't tell that you have money. And here's a really important thing. Don't be complacent when you're going somewhere.
Pearland police believe that the suspects are involved in other jugging incidents across the Houston area, so they're asking anyone who may have been a victim of these particular suspects to contact the police department. Garcia told me on the phone that he's relieved about these arrests and says he's a lot more cautious when going to the bank now. We're live in Pearland. Troy Kless, KHOU 11 News.
Marcus is a...
Man, you can't even go to the banks. Bro, they robbing you from banks. They gonna shut down banks. Y'all gonna get banks shut down. Y'all gonna get banks shut down in black communities. Y'all finna get... Oh, my seat got let down. I felt a little low. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. That's not funny. I'm sorry. Ooh, shit.
This is just, it's gotten out of hand and it's out of control.
People who call a Southeast Houston apartment community their home are fed up. They are dealing with piles of garbage surrounding the complex off the Gulf Freeway on East Edge Brook Drive. KPRC2's Rowan Balogan is live at that complex where he spent the day trying to get some answers. Rowan.
Keith, I want to stress to everyone at home that this pile that you see right here, this is just one of at least 3. There are others across the complex here that look just like this. And folks who live here telling us that there are other problems at this complex.
This has been going on since last year with the trash.
I have a special needs child that we're not allowed to, I can't let him come outside because of how bad the flies are.
Trash and flies pile up at the Arlington apartment complex in Southeast Houston.
Not sanitary at all.
Did anyone at the leasing office ever explain why the dumpsters were taken out?
She never has answers to nothing.
Notices on the window here, multiple notices from the city of Houston. So let's see if anyone's here. It's locked. We'll return at 2 o'clock. And we will try to come back then as well. We went back to speak with the people at the complex.
The trash is just showing that they really don't care about us, that they're just trying to collect our money.
It is 2:16. We just left the leasing office building. It is still closed, so we weren't able to speak with anyone. But while we were there, we noticed a inspector from the city's Department of Neighborhoods drove on by. They're parked in front of this big pile. We're waiting to see if anyone is going to come out here and inspect it. This comes after we sent an email to the city trying to get more information from people who live here. The inspector never got out of the car. We know the city is aware of the issue because of this violation notice sign dated 2 weeks ago, ordering property owners to remove the trash by the 1st of February. Well, it's come and gone.
Called the city several times since last year, and this is still going on.
I'm frustrated. Yeah, I pay a lot of money for rent, and these look like they're condemned.
What in the... The mayor, the governor, no, whoever runs that district, whoever runs that complex, whoever owns that complex, all of them needs to be hit up. Every last one of them need to be hit up and over justified with this part right here. And this is what I'm talking about when I say when people of office not doing their job, you must not vote them back in. Don't vote them back in. There's no need to look at them. There's no need to collect a paycheck from you. Why is we letting them collect paychecks from you? This is ridiculous.
Now, we checked back in with the leasing office today, and no one was at the door. It appears no one was probably ever there. We did hear back from the city of Houston telling us that the Department of Neighborhoods is investigating this. That's the person we saw earlier. But beyond that, we're still waiting for further details as to what this investigation looks like. Live in Southeast Houston, Roman Balogan, KPRC 2 News.
That was disgusting. Disgusting. And like they say, y'all didn't see that at all? Nobody seen that? Oh my God. Here you go. I'm sorry if y'all didn't see that.
This is just, it's gotten out of hand and it's out of control.
People who call a Southeast Houston apartment community their home are fed up. They are dealing with piles of garbage surrounding the complex off the Gulf Freeway on East Edge Brook Drive. KPRC2's Rowan Balogan is live at that complex where he spent the day trying to get some answers. Rowan.
Keith, I want to stress to everyone at home that this pile that you see right here, this is just one of at least 3. There are others across the complex here that look just like this. And folks who live here telling us that there are other problems at this complex.
This has been going on since last year with the trash.
I have a special needs child that we're not allowed to, I can't let him come outside because of how bad the flies are.
Trash and flies pile up at the Arlington apartment complex in Southeast Houston.
Not sanitary at all.
Did anyone at the leasing office ever explain why the dumpsters were taken out?
She never has answers to nothing.
Notices on the window here, multiple notices from the city of Houston. So let's see if anyone's here. It's locked. We'll return at 2 o'clock. And we will try to come back then as well. We went back to speak with the people at the complex.
The trash is just showing that they really don't care about us, that they're just trying to collect our money.
It is 2:16. We just left the leasing office building. It is still closed, so we weren't able to speak with anyone. But while we were there, we noticed a inspector from the city's Department of Neighborhoods drove on by. They're parked in front of this big pile. We're waiting to see if anyone is going to come out here and inspect it. This comes after we sent an email to the city trying to get more information for people who live here. The inspector never got out of the car. We know the city is aware of the issue because of this violation notice sign dated 2 weeks ago, ordering property owners to remove the trash by the 1st of February. Well, it's come and gone.
Called the city several times since last year, and this is still going on.
I'm frustrated. I pay a lot of money for rent, and these look like they're condemned.
Now, we checked back in with the leasing office today, and no one was at the door. It appears no one was probably ever there. We did hear back from the city of Houston telling us that the Department of Neighborhoods is investigating this. That's the person we saw earlier. But beyond that, we're still waiting for further details as to what this investigation looks like. Live in Southeast Houston, Roman Balogan, KPRC 2 News.
Shopify's point-of-sale system helps you sell at every stage of your business. Need a fast...
That we gonna allow some bullshit like that to go on. That's why I was saying, y'all, I'm sorry if y'all didn't see it, I had to play the game. Bro, if y'all allow that to go on and we line in the ride and don't nobody get fired, nothing else can happen but fired. That's the only thing I want to see happening is somebody get fired from that. I can't wait to hear a story about that, but it's been happening for a year, so ain't no telling how long it's going to go. That's crazy. That's crazy. I want to play this real quick. This something probably happened, y'all. Y'all never hear about. This is something that happened, y'all probably never hear about.
Wow, Miss Clark. Wow. Why are you starting with the kids?
Hey, I'll warn you guys now, if you're going to be inappropriate, I will have supervision down and give all of you a Saturday school for next year.
Would you look at this mess? You don't believe me, and your friends don't believe you. Listen, roll the clip, man. I ain't got to make this up. Roll the clip. So the kids are booing because they don't want to see this propaganda.
Wow, Miss Clark. Wow. Why are you showing this to kids?
You heard the person say, why you showing this to kids. You heard the student say that too.
Look.
Hey, I'll warn you guys now, if you're going to be inappropriate, I will have supervision down and give all of you a Saturday school for next year. So knock it off.
Okay.
Sit down. Everyone sit down. Community members at this Board of Education meeting in Granby, Connecticut got very heated Wednesday night over a video the school district showed to lower school students.
Universal Kids celebrates Pride Month.
The uproar is over this 45-second video celebrating Pride Month.
What Pride means to me is just being myself and standing up for what I believe in.
And the messaging about transgender issues to middle school children.
Pride means you should be able to be free. All my life, I never really felt like a boy, and I don't really feel like a girl, so I'd rather be both.
The same way we keep religion.
See, when I was going through school, they never did stuff like this. When I got to college, I took sexuality or study of sexuality, Sex 101 or whatever. I took that class, and in the class, they talk about transgenderism and things like that because it's a college level course where you can elect to be involved in that, and you can take guidance from people who are professionals if you so choose. Kids don't have that choice, and these adults are given a different perspective than their parents are given. And those videos may have been kind of different, so I don't know if they were booing another type of video and this was a different one, but regardless, kids are getting exposed to this, and the parents are heated.
Politics, everything out of school. Keep sexuality out of school. Leave it to the parents. Now, I'm being asked to be notified about everything that goes across the principal's desk. But I think there should be some sensitivity because I expect my kids to go to school to be challenged in many ways. This is a situation where they were challenged in a way that maybe I didn't expect. Some were there in support. Resident Matt Brady said he is the parent of a transgender child.
Do you think you'd be happier as a boy?
My mom would never allow it.
That's abuse.
Oh, you can hear me cry, see my dreams all die.
Oh my God. Ladies and gentlemen, I know I'm not seeing a doggone television ad commercial for it. Oh my God. Please save your kids. I don't have to worry about this because this is not happening. For the people that I know, there's maybe a few people that I feel like they're going through stuff like this. And, you know what I'm saying? I feel like, you know, how they're handling it. Some are handling it. I don't know. I have my opinions, but I'm not going to put it out on here because this is not the place and the time for that. But this right here, this ad we are really watching.
From where you're standing on your own.
It's not
anybody who's gone through this, it's the same thing.
Sweetie, please.
No. I need you to leave.
Evie,
no.
Where are you getting this from?
We're just masquerading.
When did parents become enemy number one?
This is all coming from the top, the major corporations, governments, politicians.
You have a pipeline. It's also in the education system.
So today we're going to talk a bit about genders. We are here to support you.
Beta.
I understand that the video made some parents uncomfortable, and I understand that you feel that sensitive topics should be discussed at home. I totally respect that. But these topics are obviously not being discussed at home.
So if the stuff is not being discussed at home, whose fault is that? You got a trans kid, you need to talk to your kid. If other parents are not discussing it at home, leave it up to them to not discuss it to their own kids. All right.
Or else there wouldn't be such an uproar. For those of you who think the kids are too young to know what the transgender people and kids who have two dads exist, I remind you that the fifth graders at school are sitting in the same seats that my son sat in 2 years ago. And there are kids at Wells Road right now that fit that description. The principal of the school wrote in an email to parents, quote, "It certainly was not intended to alienate or disturb any child. In context, we are trying to remind students that it is okay to be who you are and still be treated with respect, dignity, and kindness." So why don't you tell the parents and let them sign off
and authorize for their child to be exposed to this type of behavior? Why do y'all gotta be sneaky about it? And you send it out.
He got a good point there. He got a good point. If y'all work together, which where everybody always say work together or something, work together on this problem. You see it's a problem. Let's start letting the parents know what I'm finna tell them, and then we can get it justified. Who covered
about a variety of different topics.
Oh yes. 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 Let me get back to my Bill Myers episode. So, hold on. About that Bill Myers thing, let me do this real quick for my audience. Because I feel like I didn't get to show y'all. So let me show y'all this real quick. Really?
The government.
Do. I want to just show y'all something real quick to get into my second half of Bill Myers, how I think he's a weirdo. So I discussed earlier today about the Killer Mike winning an award. And I was trying to find a video of them sitting talking about picking a candidate, and then Killer Mike got arrested. But then he went on a show with PBD.
Yes, these
is I'm gonna get more into. So this is the clip about Bill Myers and Killer Mike in that situation. Then I'm gonna go on further on into Bill Myers and how my feelings about Bill Myers, and I think what he's out here and what his accomplishments are.
Pick your policy, not your person. Find out. This is not the Dallas Cowboys versus your favorite team. This is the policies that will affect our generations for the next 20, 30, 40 years to come. So close your eyes, listen to the policies that are being pushed, and pay attention even to the people who don't have a chance of winning, because they're going to say policies you may want to push. And I would say do that, but make it policy-based.
So that means you're for...
That means I'm for black people and happy Black History Month.
But you're not saying one candidate over the other?
Hey man, my nigga, you ain't gonna get me in no trouble tonight.
Okay, so you heard. Hold on, let me keep going.
No, that's your job with me to get me in trouble.
My grandfather gave me some stellar advice sometimes. He said, son, sometimes you just got to know to stay out of white folks' business. And this time, I'm going to keep my mouth closed. I still like the policy that the old man had that I was supporting. I would encourage people to find who's supporting that policy and see what happens.
But you can't get yourself to say vote for Biden over Trump?
You want me to list it now? So now
I'm just saying that.
Can he get himself to apologize for the crime?
Nah, he's asking Joe Biden, can he apologize for something nationally on television for something to get behind the black people, to let him know that he's for the blacks. Listen to this.
Bill, can he get himself to get his head out of his ass and say, black people, you are black regardless. I need you to tell me what I need to do. Can he pick a coalition of former people who are affected by drug laws, street gangs, recidivism and crime, and say, I need you as a board to advise me how to fix federal prisons? If he can do that, absolutely I can. So my challenge is out there.
All right.
So the challenge was out there. That was a bold challenge that you give to so-called the President of United States of America. That is something bold that you really do, okay? You can't talk to somebody unless you mean it. And Killer Mike is a good person, and I love hearing from him when it comes to politics and stuff like that. So you gotta pay attention. And so what brought me to my attention is I watched this with my sister last night. Now she wasn't paying attention to it, but I was watching it. And you know what I'm saying, because I'm a Patrick Bet-Davis fan. I'm a fan of his. I like his content. It's very educational. I get to learn. I'm seeing what the higher ups. It's like I get to see what the higher ups are doing and get to learn from him how to get there and how to see. Plus, I watched a couple other people, but by seeing through Patrick Bet-Davis how they're doing and what they're into, I get to really bring a D-level student aspect to y'all and talk to y'all and be like, okay, this is maybe where we need to go, and this is maybe how we need to look at things, because I want to grow. I may not be the best at this podcasting thing of showing news and sitting down here with you guys and keeping it very entertaining, but I try my best. You know what I'm saying? I just want to grow. I want to smoke, grow, learn about some things, and progress. And never just try to just say, vote for Trump. I am a Trump supporter, but you never really hear me tell y'all push. You will hear me say that if you are a Democrat, you're voting for the Jim Crow law, and nobody can discriminate. Nobody can say I'm wrong for none of that. You can't never say I'm wrong for none of that right there. Okay? That part. So, this was interesting. This is just a clip. I would like to break it down, but I'm saying what it is. I'm saying what time it is.
Do you like Newsom? How do you feel about Newsom?
Had him on my show Friday.
I saw that.
And I first of all, I love him. You just like a guy or you don't. I've known him for a long time. He's done my show for a long time. Do I love everything he does as the governor of California? No, I don't. I wouldn't say I'm undertaxed. Yeah, I have issues with this state. He's a guy. One reason I want him to run for president, well, is because he's obviously a winner. This guy could fucking do it. It's insane.
It's a winner. Oh my gosh. Okay. Peep. Y'all peep how Patrick Bet-Davis sets him up for an answer that statistically numbers are out there. And if I had to go into the whole show, I will, because it's marvelous.
That we have the guy, but we can't run him because we have to tiptoe around Biden and
define a winner.
Well, he would win the election.
Oh, so
he would win the election.
He's a talented debater, speaker, communicator, deflector,
and politician, and he's a smart guy. He's a smart, real guy with a pair of balls. Do I love everything? No, you never do with a politician. But first of all, I think if he ran for president, it'd be great because it would force him to move to the center. Now you're running not just in California. I mean, this is California. It's weirdo.
Are you a results-driven guy?
No, I like to watch things fall apart.
I mean,
of course
you wouldn't build a show that you build and win at the levels you won, for decades if you weren't results driven, right? I mean, you're Bill Maher,
What do you mean? Well, what's the point about results?
That's exactly where I'm going with you. So results driven guy.
Right.
What areas has Newsom won in? You said he's a winner.
Winner of the election. He could win the election.
But based on what though? Do you want results? Like what has he done to California to say he's a winner? What?
Oh God, I don't know. It's too.
Bill, you're a smart
You know what?
guy.
He made it rain, okay, dude? It was.
Is he caught off guard? Can he not answer it? What's wrong? This is a person that been promoting since I've been hearing recently about how Joe Biden is the best, but sounds like to me he's having a Joe Biden moment. I'm gonna rewind that so y'all can see that he sounds like he's having a Joe Biden moment.
In the election.
But based on what, though? Do you want results? Like, what has he done to California to say he's a winner? What?
Oh, God. I don't know. It's too...
Bill, you're a smart
You know what?
guy.
He made it rain, okay, dude? It wasn't
I
raining.
saw when you said that. He said, great job.
It wasn't raining, and now it's raining. So he's got my vote.
Okay,
you know what?
respect. I mean,
I don't know. I don't follow the news. That's
yeah,
a
you-
character
Bill,
I play
you
on
do.
television.
Don't deflect.
This
You're a
character
very
of mine
smart guy.
who
You're a
play-
very smart guy.
Ooh, you hear that? You hear that? Don't deflect. You're a very smart guy. You're into politics. You host 2 different shows where you talk politics and all this stuff. So don't say why you voted for somebody because you didn't vote for somebody because they probably paid you to vote for that person. And they can't pay for people to vote for people when you have a movement and you have people like, hey, I paid you to vote for me now. I need you to, what's up? What's up? Come on now. Listen to him. I'm gonna go back just that much. Cause you see you scratching his ear, like irritated.
It's a character
Bill,
I play
you
on
do. Don't
television.
deflect.
It's a
You're a
character
very
of mine
smart guy.
who
You're a
play-
very smart guy.
It's a character. I actually live with my delicate wife, Sue, and our 8 homeschooled children. We just had twins, Sean and Hannity. Don't believe everything you see on TV.
So
there.
then what this does to me, this actually makes it easier for me to not even have to have this discussion and just move on to other things we can talk about, is you base your character on your candidate. You base your candidate based on being a good debater, deflecting, not necessarily results. Because
No, I don't.
if that's how you do it, then
Shut up.
Newsom is fantastic,
This is
Bill.
stupid. You're better than this.
Really?
I hope so. I don't know. I'm just
So-
getting
but I
annoyed,
asked you
but
a question. I
I
said-
told you are.
I
I mean,
said-
it's a silly argument. A debater, you know, like I can't tell. I've been doing political commentary on television for 30 years. I think I can tell when a guy is just debating or whether make a calculated guess on how he's going to be actually as president. There's 2 different things, running and being the guy. Do I like it that Newsom is good at the running part? I do, because that means he can get elected. Do I also think that if he got elected, he would be a good president? I do. Generally moving the country in the right direction. I would like to take him back a little toward the middle, but, you know.
Based on what, though? Based on what?
Well, you know, California is just a kind of a crazy, you know, can't do the taxes, the graft really is what is the. I was asking him about that. He says they're attacking it. The red tape, the graft, the fact that they can't build a fucking homeless home for less than $900,000. They couldn't complete a fucking high-speed rail. I'm going to say on my show Friday, it's going to be controversial, but Hamas, let them come over here and build our fucking tunnels because we cannot get it done. No, I'm serious. It's a win-win. If they would like renounce and say, we will not attack Israel, we will hire you to build infrastructure. These people know how to build a tunnel.
Yeah, that's.
I mean, they've been building a tunnel on the east side of New York since 1972.
Can't believe that he said something like that. That right there, and I watched this last night. Like I said, I watched the whole thing, y'all. That and what he said about how he doesn't like babies to be around. He doesn't really want babies to be around and stuff like that. He's really not into the baby thing. That's really not his cup of tea and stuff like that. that stuff, I'm not gonna lie to you, it disturbed the shizzle for nizzle out of me. It made me really look at him like, damn, my dude, I didn't know you was like that. I didn't know you got down like that. And wake up the next day and Killer Mike is in jail. He did a show with him. He did not announce. He wants so many people to come on the show and say, "Hey, who you with? Trump or Biden? Trump or Biden? Trump or Biden? Trump or Biden? Trump or Biden?" I just ask people. I ask my black people, "Are you gonna vote? Are you gonna vote?" I am looking for those. When they say I'm voting Democrat, and I may ask them why, they tell me they point of reason why. Woo, woo, woo. I may have a debate with them, but I give our point. Woo, woo, we going our own way. But I'm looking for those who don't like to vote, who's not really into vote, who think it's a waste of time and stuff, and talk to them and try to get them into voting, and then sway them to see that the Republican side may be the side that you might want to start off on. Starting your first candidacy of voting and stuff like that. I'm never up here trying to persuade somebody on a negative point to where it's like, hey, this is what's going on. This is how we doing. This is what we pushing. This is the construct. But yeah, this is how we rocking. You know, this is how I think we want to move forward. This is how I thought we wanted to move forward. I thought we wanted to move forward like this and do something better for the community. But hey, I was wrong. I was wrong when they say you would say goodbye. I was wrong when they say I need to shave. Hey, and you know what's crazy? You know, I'm going to end it like this or something like this unless I see something new, something big pop up. Shoplifter open fight at a 99-cent store only. Store manager. Her family are in.
Want to satisfy?
What's up with Texas? Jesus, bruh. It's like all the cases been in Texas. Y'all got border crisis problems. Y'all got hood problems. Damn. Let me play this before we go. I know we're going a little bit over time. We're going to do a little overtime.
Situation for a store employee and her family. Sergeant Jonathan Ryan with the Harris County Sheriff's Office says the incident started when two suspects allegedly shoplifted from the 99 cents only store. Deputies say after leaving the store, one of the employees ran into the suspects later on when the suspects opened fire on her and her family. According to investigators, a man related to the employee was shot in the chest and had to undergo surgery. A child was also in the employee's car, but was not hurt. HCSO is now investigating if the suspects targeted the store employee and what their motive might have been. Reporting from Northeast Harris County, Rosie Nguyen, ABC 13 Eyewitness News.
Yeesh. Damn. Texas, bro, look. You accidentally ran into them, bro. Damn, you did. It wasn't that bad. Come on, man. If y'all don't hurry up and legalize marijuana in Texas to kind of fuck these people the fuck down, dog, it's gonna be crazy, y'all. I don't want nobody going through all that stuff like that. It's crazy out here. It's crazy. Dude, y'all Medicaid, advocate for gun license for marijuana people. Please get ready for voting. If you do report racism, if you do see racism, please send me the video so I can talk about it. Because I don't see it. I would like to see these things in the future. I would like to keep going live every day for you guys, just to put on a good show. If you like it, I love it. I appreciate all the beautiful things we can do together. Until next time, have a good day.